We're live.
We're back.
We were talking earlier, and this was what the scary thing was. We were talking earlier about how people retire, and then 2 months, 3 months later, they did. They had a stroke, they had a heart attack, and they're gone.
Yeah, I was trying not to go there.
Well, I mean, the thing about it, what's so weird is it's like half the time these people are not even that old. They're like 58, 62 years old or something like that. Look, and if you're 30, I don't want to hear about that's old because it's not. Right? I mean, and oftentimes it's not physical. A lot of times it's because of, the stress,
Right.
anxiety, and depression and things like that.
I think there's a lot of worry and concern about what they're going to do with their day-to-day lives now that they are retired and they don't have a job to go to anymore. And it just kind of freaks them out.
Because in America,
In America,
right,
this
in
is true.
America and other places, everything is so tied to our jobs. Like,
Yes.
right, like they're people's confidence, people's self-worth, people's identity. Like if I'm not a doctor, if I'm not Dr. So and so, who am I? What am I? Right? It's kind of ridiculous, and the anxiety that comes along with that can be crippling.
And oh my God, the healthcare is
Yeah,
all tied in.
yeah, yeah.
So, do they care about what you need because they don't give you enough?
No,
Or,
and it's
have they
expensive.
ever cared?
And it's expensive. So
Why,
yeah, healthcare insurance tied to your job, tied to your job. What else? Your social network tied to your job, right? And so, I mean, a lot of times, if you were a functional alcoholic before,
it might get worse.
it might get worse.
I mean, my father was a functional alcoholic. And I do believe when he did retire, it got worse.
It got worse. It got worse. And, if you were a casual drug user, just social events or this or that or the other, it can get worse. You try to find ways to fill your days, and all of the bad stuff starts percolating up, right? So, we're going to talk about some tips on how you can transition into retirement successfully.
Yeah.
4 tips.
Yeah. But maybe we should introduce ourselves.
Right. We ain't rookies.
We just got to talk.
Hey, y'all. So, my name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money. We talk about travel. We talk about retiring abroad as we build generational wealth. We help folks who are close to 50 or sitting looking at retirement age who forgot to plan, get their money straight so that they can retire. Maybe just work a little less.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Hopefully retire though.
Yes. So if you are new to our channel, then let me tell you, about 6 years ago, Rick and I were getting close to retirement age. And we looked at our finances. They look crazy, of course. But about 3.5 years ago now, we got our financial act together, and we went from negative 22,000 to over 800,000 in net worth.
Shut chance.
Boy, hush. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, then please hit that like button. Subscribe. We know that about 50% of you are not subscribed to our channel. So subscribe, hit that notification bell. So every time we go live, every time we drop a new video, you will get notified. All right. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. We see all of you in the chat. Hey, y'all. We are going to say hello to you all later. Hey, my girl Latanya's in the chat already. I just glanced and saw that. We're going to first get to the 4 tips that we have for retiring successfully. And then we're going to get to questions and discussion. So you know how we work. If you have a question, please put a Q in front of your question and we will get to it. All right. So tip number 1, embrace change. Right?
Yeah. Because change is going to come.
Yeah. Yes.
It's got to.
Yes.
I mean, you can't keep going along doing the same thing that you always do, especially when it comes to retirement. It's going to come. Right.
Well, the good thing about it is this change can actually be the thing that creates a new adventure in your life, right? It's the new challenge on what are you going to do? How are you going to create a new daily routine? So embrace that change.
You look at that new time as being a new adventure.
Yes.
If it helps. I mean, a lot of times if a challenge kinds of freaks us out sometime, but if it's an adventure, it takes us back to our youth.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm a Star Wars fan, right? So I love adventure. If I get to rescue Princess Leia and not get dead, that's what I want to do. The other thing is,
Wait a minute, wouldn't you want to rescue Luke Skywalker, not
no,
Princess Leia?
no, Princess Leia. Look, I'm rescuing the woman because men always trying to take control of stuff.
I'm gonna hook up R2D2.
Okay, so we are embracing change and understanding that we have absolutely no control over people, over places, over things, over other stuff, and barely have control over ourselves, right? How many times how many times do we get upset and say something that we have to apologize for? Say something that we regret or that embarrasses us.
Say something that our inner voice, we think we say it in our inner voice, is actually in our outer voice.
Exactly.
Oops.
Exactly. So this is an opportunity to learn how to go with the flow, to gain resilience and practice resilience, right?
Yeah. Let your imagination lead you in a new direction or a different direction for your life.
Like moving to Lisbon.
Like moving to Lisbon. All the way across the Atlantic Ocean.
Exactly. And then lastly, for embracing change, with that imagination, allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to evolve. I remember when I was younger and I always wanted to be this ideal version of myself. And so often I fell short. First of all, I didn't have enough time to understand why I was falling short, but I always wanted to be this compassionate person, this person that approached people without judgment. So,
Maybe you still are young.
oh, thank you, baby.
I robbed the cradle. I'm not going to lie. I'm a cradle snatcher.
So this is your time to evolve and grow. Embrace the change. So tip number 1, embrace change. Tip number 2,
look after your physical health.
Honey, yes.
It's important. It really is important, especially if you're planning to move abroad or move next door or move to the next state or whatever. Take care of you.
Yes,
you have to.
You did not retire just to drop dead the next day. And I'm telling you, walking up and down these hills in Lisbon,
ain't no joke, folks.
Y'all, they have stairways to heaven. If you want to get to the valley, sometimes to the top of the hill, you literally have to walk up about 10 to 15 flights of stairs sometimes.
Yeah, and if I don't do it on a regular basis, it'll get me that first time. But then, I get a little bit better at it and a little bit better at it. But sometimes, like today, it rained. So today was stuck in the house day. So
I still did my exercise. I did my exercise via YouTube.
She's young. She's a kid.
No, he needs to do his exercise too. So don't ignore your doctors. Get those annual physicals, right? Follow doctor's orders. Don't take things for granted. And all the preventative health things that they tell you to do it. Yeah. And the thing about it, especially in the States, there were studies done that say doctors who treat Black patients, if they are not Black, do not give us and do not check up on us on all of the things that they tell us to do because they assume that we're not going to do it.
Right. It's a shame, but it's true.
You heard me. And
now that you're not working crazy hours or won't be working crazy hours, get your sleep.
Yes.
Sleep is so important to have. We sleep, Lord, what time we get up today? 10, 11?
No.
We retired.
We went out last night with Black in Portugal.
Black in Portugal. It was fantastic.
Yes.
Granted, and hung out. It was like great. I mean, I was the oldest guy in it. I think I was the oldest person.
No, you weren't.
You sure?
He didn't get around the room like I did. He was definitely not the oldest one. But yeah, this notion that, I will work until I die, or I don't need that much sleep, or bragging about the fact that you only got 4 or 5 hours sleep, that's some baloney.
Yeah.
Right?
It is. Get your rest. It really is important to sleep. That's when our body heals itself.
Yes.
And actually, you'd be surprised is you can actually lose weight by getting rest and sleep that you need. You're rejuvenating your body.
Yes.
So sleep is,
Sleep is a good thing.
It's a good thing. I like it.
And I take a nap too sometimes.
I like it.
This is my problem. All right. So once you are in retirement, don't eat like you're on vacation. Do you know how when you're on vacation and anything and everything you see you want, you just go ahead and get it? Those fried churros stuffed with chocolate.
Ooh.
Y'all, I've gained some weight, and that's why I'm exercising every day.
You look good to me.
Oh, thank you, baby. So this is your opportunity. Take a cooking class, learn how to cook healthily. Here in Portugal, on every single corner, they're selling fruits and vegetables. There's actually absolutely no excuse, and they're less expensive than in the chain grocery stores. No excuse not to have fresh fruits and vegetables.
None.
You can, if you don't know how to cook, there's plenty of YouTube channels and everything else to teach you how to cook, even soul food, the healthy way.
Yeah. I mean, come on. There's places in the towns, cities you live in that you can take a cooking class.
Yeah.
And it's twofold. You learn how to cook something good, and you get to hang out with some amazing people.
Yes. And we're going to get to the social network piece in a minute. So the next tip on physical health is exercise. We all know. How many of you like going to the gym, getting on the Stairmaster, or all of that stuff? I don't. I do not like it. So there's dance classes, right?
Yes.
You can take a dance class.
Yes.
You can join a walking group.
Oh yeah, walking is the best exercise you can get.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out and lift all kind of weights. You're not trying to win Miss America contests and be. I mean, unless that's your thing. If that's your thing, hey,
go for it.
I've known 80-year-old women that their whole thing is weightlifting, but they train, they do it the right way, and they look fantastic. But if that's your thing, that's your thing. But you don't have to do it to maintain your health. You can do other things. You can walk.
Take a Tai Chi class. Yeah, it's not just about going to the gym and first of all, it's boring. Or getting on the Peloton and all that stuff. I don't like it. So the next thing about physical health is dental health.
Definitely.
So it's interesting to me that Medicare does not automatically come with dental health. So my dentist told me that when too much plaque builds up on your teeth, that plaque can break off and get into your bloodstream and cause a stroke or cause a heart attack. Yeah. Get your teeth cleaned. Why didn't I know that? Why didn't I learn that until I was in my 50s?
Well, you notice now, at one time doctors used to never say anything, but now every time you go to the doctor, they will check off on their box and ask you that question. When was the last time you saw your dentist?
Yeah.
At least my doctor in the United States was doing that.
Well, good.
And she would do that all the time. And I had just saw my dentist, so
it was all good.
It was all good.
It's time for me to get my teeth cleaned.
It's time for both of us to get our teeth cleaned because we just got our insurance and stuff like that. So I think we're good to go.
Yes. Okay. So we're talking about physical health. The last thing is
your brain. This right here, this thing, mental health.
Your brain is a muscle.
It's a muscle, and it needs to be exercised.
Yeah. So while routine is good, it's also good to learn new things.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Constantly.
Learn to play an instrument. Learn a language. Don't just go blindly and mindlessly through your day after day after day. The people that I know who do that, it's almost like they're waiting to die, right? Yeah. So learning a new language builds those muscles in your brain. Learning to play an instrument, right? How's Portuguese going?
Yeah, well, it's going. I still attend, and
you still attend. You pay.
I pay. I attend. Portugal is not an easy language to learn.
Portuguese.
What did I say? Portugal?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that too. Portuguese is not. See, I can't even say Portuguese. I'm still learning English. It's different because how you read things is different on how it is pronounced.
Lord.
And it's like, and me and my instructor, we go back and forth all the time. It's like she'll pronounce something to me, and I'll look at it and I said, it's not written that way.
That ain't what you said.
It's like, that's not what you're saying. That's not what it doesn't say that. What, they don't pronounce this, they don't pronounce it, just And
Yeah. So for any of you who took French, maybe it will not be as difficult to learn Portuguese if Portugal is where you want to go. So number one, embrace change. Number two, please, please, please watch your physical health.
yeah,
Tip number three, look after your mental health.
yeah,
Right? Manage stress, manage anxiety, manage depression. And, in 2022, I should not have to say this, but we definitely, as a community, as a Black community, have to get over the stigmatism of seeking therapy.
yeah.
We all have baggage. We all have things in the past that we have not dealt with. My pastor used to say, it is not the events that happened to us in the past, it is the beliefs that we took away from those events that mess with us, right? So if daddy was busy, we might have walked away saying, daddy doesn't love me, when that wasn't the truth. Daddy was just busy. And now we've got all this baggage and all this nonsense that we're
Yeah.
dealing with. And in retirement, you do not want to spend your the time having fun dealing with baggage. So please, please,
Yeah.
therapy.
Another thing is don't allow yourself, watch signs, watch for signs. Keep your eye on that. Sleeping too much. Like I said, sleep is good because it rejuvenates your body. But if you're sleeping too much, could be a sign that
You're depressed.
something's not right. You're depressed. If you're keeping away from people, loved ones, friends,
Isolating.
or, isolating yourself and stuff like that. You know what? There's a whole lot of life out there, and there's a whole lot of world out there, and you just have to get the help that you need to get your mind right,
Yeah, watch those signs.
to enjoy all that stuff.
Yeah,
Because there's a lot. There's
definitely
a whole lot. And it's beautiful. It truly is.
Something really simple is just take your vitamins.
Yeah.
So for me, it's vitamin D. Vitamin D also helps you absorb all the nutrients that are in your food. If you live in a place that's cloudy, like right now in Lisbon, well, last week it was really sunny, but now it's getting cloudy again, not getting as much vitamin D, staying in the house because it's raining. So take your vitamins. That's something that is so simple and does help mental health.
Yeah. Another thing is surround yourself with positive people. Don't need negativity. There's enough in the world that's negative. You don't need people that are in your everyday life or in your circle of life being negative and to pull you down, because it's an easy thing to get caught up into. And of course, you know how people are. Loved ones and family can be the worst.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they feel that they have rights to be in a position to tell you what they think you need to hear, what you should do.
Eliminate toxic people, and don't feel guilty about eliminating them or putting some distance between you
Love
and
them from a distance.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, shoot, because there's some folks
I will love you.
Ignore.
I people in my family or whatever, and it's not a lot. There's some, but I will always say, I will love you. I love you deeply. You are my blood, but I will love you from a distance.
Yeah.
Because I don't need the madness. I don't need the craziness.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Life is about joy. Life is for the living, and there are folks who are not happy unless they can make other people miserable.
Oh yeah.
Right?
They live their life to make you miserable.
They do. The second thing is the next thing is make sure your finances are straight before you retire. We are not going to talk about finances in this video. If you want to know about finances, look at our 50 and broke, do this now. But so many relationships, the arguments are about finances. If you are anxious and things like that in retirement, there's a good chance it's because you don't feel like you have enough money. You don't feel like you have enough money to do the things that you want to do. You envisioned your life doing X, Y, and Z, and now you don't have enough money to do that. So make sure that you have saved enough money and that you have enough money coming in to finance the type of life that you want that will make you happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Whenever you start feeling down, it's something that we do.
Yeah, everybody does from time to time.
you feel down, do some physical exercise, do something,
Get
take
those
a walk,
endorphins
get
going.
everything going, listen to music. Have your
Yes.
playlist ready to go, and just have playlists for different things that you do throughout your life, and
That's what I
do it.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if like going to church, it music
Going to
lifting you
church.
music lifting you up, that is a real thing, y'all. That's why they put music under movies, right, under certain scenes, because music evokes emotion. And for those of you who go to church, like, I don't go to a church that doesn't have good music, where the people can sing, where the choir
The crowd.
can
I can't even
sing,
say
where the choir can
crowd.
sing, because it lifts
It
you
lifts you
up.
up.
I've got my I'm doing some housework and I don't feel like it playlist. I've got my exercise slash walk up these doggone hills in Lisbon playlist. So yeah, definitely music can change a mood.
Yes, it can.
And relaxation techniques. Learn good relaxation techniques. On everything is on YouTube. Yoga is on YouTube. That is a good thing. Breathing techniques, et cetera, et cetera. If you are prone to anxiety, for me, what I need to do is figure out what the source of that is. Like, what am I really anxious about? Because so often we're feeling anxious and we have no idea why. For me, it's something that is niggling me. And once I figure it out, for me, I need to make a plan on how to deal with it. If it is, I'm uncomfortable with how I left a conversation, then it's like, oh, I need to call this person and apologize. Right. And then I just do it and and get it out of the way and make sure we're back on good ground, so that I don't feel that anxiety, that yuckiness. Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Something I was looking at that I might start investigating more is reflexology.
oh,
This seems interesting
what
to
is
me.
it?
It's different parts on your body,
Like chakras
like
or pressure points?
pressure points.
Okay.
So different things that you push, or like in your feet and stuff like that, affects different organs and stuff like that, which is so interesting to me now.
We might have to find somebody who knows something about that.
I really might. That might be the thing that I want to do. That little side project.
Yeah. If any of you know someone who knows about reflexology, we love to. I mean, it sounds interesting. Love to interview them, because I'm already always looking for holistic ways and not drugs. I mean, prescribed drugs to handle things, right?
Yeah.
So, step number 1, embrace change. Tip number 2, look after your physical health. Tip number 3, look after your mental health, and don't let Big Mama and them tell you that you don't need therapy because Black folks don't get depressed. That's baloney. And hopefully in 2022, 2023,
2023.
we are past that.
Don't let them tell you that.
Yes.
And that everything is okay, and
just get over it.
The thing with Black people is this: what we always tend to do, because I used to say it myself before I ever went to therapy, and I've taken therapy, is, what do I need some outside stranger to come in here and tell me what's going on in my life? He don't know me. She don't know me.
What can they tell me that I don't already know?
Yeah, they don't know nothing about what goes on in my life. It's like,
yeah.
Therapy is worth it. It truly is.
Definitely.
It truly
Tip
is.
number 4, find new purpose and new meaning. One of the biggest things, one of the largest causes of people stroking out and all of that stuff is the mental health, the depression, and a lack of purpose. If you don't have purpose, it's time to go home and transition on to the next realm. Right? So find purpose, find meaning in your life. So how do people do that?
Yeah. If you find things that you're passionate about, something that you've been passionate about and didn't have the time to do before, in retirement, you'll have the time to do it.
Yep. Like I got my CBWPA t-shirt on. Hey, sis. So if you guys are out there, so Colorado Black Women for Political Action. I was talking to Rick about this. So I was working umpteen hours a week and running this nonprofit volunteer position. And I loved, helping women find a voice in politics. But how much more fun would it have been, and how much more could I have done had I been able to do it in retirement? So, all of those causes, those passions that you've had to back burner or just give a little bit to here and there, this is a perfect opportunity in retirement to go all in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is there a mentoring program around your past profession or something like that, or maybe some informal formal teaching opportunities regarding your formal profession that you can participate in?
Yeah. I mean, what knowledge is golden.
Yes.
And the knowledge that you have that
Yes.
you can share with others, not in a professional sense, I mean, you're not trying to start a new job or anything like that, but
Unless you
people,
want to.
yeah, to mentor somebody, to help them understand how processes work or something like that in an informal way is a good thing.
So I had a mentoring program for about 8 years. I taught kids video production. And some of them were as young as 13 at the time, right? And my whole goal was just to teach our kids something that I knew they could make money with tomorrow. And some of them are making money in doing video work and stuff like that. But what I didn't know, the thing that I didn't realize is that I was going to become their mentor. And for some of them, I was their second mom or their
I was
third
going to say,
mom.
you're their second mama.
I mean, seriously, they be calling me all times of night, talking about, I had a with my mom and blah, 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 had an argument. What do you mean you had an argument with your mom? How you argue with your mom? Anyway, but now, they're in med school. Now they've got professional careers, they've got businesses and all other kinds of things. And it's so, so, so rewarding.
They're all grown up.
They all grown up. They all grown up. So yeah, mentoring program or teaching informally is great. What else we got?
Is there a hobby that you started and put on the back burner because you got life stepped in the way and you got too busy working to support that life? Well, now that you don't have to go to support that life to that job anymore.
Yep.
What about that hobby? What about that book that you started writing? What about that screenplay that you had and you were interested in doing?
Right.
You got time.
One of the things that I always try to make time to do is sewing. My aunt taught me how to sew when I was 10 years old. And in high school, I used to make a lot of my clothes. My mom did not want to buy expensive things for me. And I went to Beverly Hills High School. So, I was trying to compete and keep up with the Joneses.
90210.
But but I loved making things specifically for me that were totally unique. And so I still have a sewing machine, but when you're working 60 and 70 hours a week, I didn't have time. So now I'm hoping that I will have time in this new life to pick that back up and start upcycling, which wasn't a thing when I was younger, but start upcycling some things and pull out that sewing machine.
Yeah.
So are there free courses that you can take at the local community college or university, photography or watercolor or something like that?
And even online.
Yeah, definitely.
Even online. It's a rich resource for,
yeah,
free classes and stuff like that, or just picking up, honing something. If you've been a photographer and you're an amateur, because I consider myself an amateur photographer, but I look at online clips on how to do iPhone photography. And it's like, oh, wow, I never thought about that with an iPhone. Why not?
Yeah. And then looks at all of the different lenses and stuff and how to spend money to do
I haven't looked at any money or anything like that, because I didn't bring my 35 millimeter cameras. They are in Denver and they're older.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't let me buy a digital one. So.
Do you hear him? I wouldn't let him buy. Do you hear him? I wouldn't let you buy.
She wouldn't. Okay. You wouldn't give me the budget.
So the next tip is, do you have a side hustle or idea that you've wanted to try? So if you guys have been following us for a while, then our dream was to buy a Winnebago, travel across the United States doing video, making documentaries and things like that. And now we get to not travel on a Winnebago, but maybe in a jet
In the jet around the world.
Commercial, of course, around the world, doing video, doing YouTube. And so, this definitely occupies our day because we wake up thinking about y'all. We love you guys. We wake up thinking about y'all. We go to bed thinking about y'all. Like, what can we talk about? What's going to add value? How can we help other folks live their dream life, live life on their own terms, do what they want to do? Right. And so, like I used to tell Rick when we had our video business, if you want that other stuff, find a project that's going to pay for it. So once this side hustle gets to a certain point, then maybe you can have all of that equipment that you want. It's just more stuff to carry around.
Eventually, it's not like I need a big camera and big lenses and stuff. The iPhone works fine. The iPhone is a great camera.
It's a great camera. It's a great camera.
And it's expensive.
You got that right.
So no need in spending $2,000 on a camera or even $1,800 a camera.
Because you already spent $1,000.
iPhone is over $1,000, and the camera is great.
It's 4K.
It's a 4K camera.
So, what else?
Well, if there's a book or subject matter you've always wanted to write about, now's the time to do it.
Yep.
Can you teach somebody how to line dance?
That's fun. So because of Stephanie Perry's new channel, and they wake up every day and they do work sessions, this story idea and notes that I have been toying around with. I first came up with the idea in the 90s, y'all. What year is it? 2023?
Mm-hmm.
In the 90s. I started working on it kind of in 2011, 2012. And now on a regular basis, almost every day, I'm working on this young adult novel, fantasy, sci-fi type of thing. And I'm having fun. I am having fun relearning some things, doing research about what I want this world to look like. You talk about occupying your day. I really could sit and do this all day long because it's fun.
Yeah. And I mean, just think, writing a book. We had the pleasure of sitting down.
Oh, yes.
Last night with Tiffany Patterson.
I wonder if she's in the chat. Yeah, she's a published authoress.
She's a published author. It's just author.
Yeah, we don't differentiate between the genders anymore.
And oh my God, it's like
40 books published.
Wow.
I know.
Romance novels.
I wanted to pick her brain. I really wanted to pick her brain. So yeah.
And she's out here in these international streets, y'all.
Yes. She is going from country to country to country. She's here for a month. She's going to be in Greece. She's going to be in Italy. She is all over the place.
So we're
living
with you,
the
Tiffany.
life. Yep.
We are with you.
She is living the life. Speaking of your social network, there's always an opportunity to join a social club, right? Maybe around a subject matter like bridge. I've never learned to play bridge. I don't even know if I know anybody who plays bridge. I think my dad used to.
Well, yeah,
or spades, or dominoes.
Do spades. Open a dominoes club, a spades club.
Whatever. But join some kind of club, or create a book club.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Join a book club, start a book club.
You'd be surprised. You can do it like it doesn't have to be in person. It could be virtual. You can do it on the Facebooks. Start your Facebook group, book review group or whatever.
Yep.
You get enough people in it, you'll start probably get those famous authors and stuff like that to join in. Do a reading, whatever. So It's an idea. It's something to put out there if you enjoy doing that.
So we've got two more things under our fourth tip of finding new purpose and meaning. And that's, if you love to travel, now is the time. Now is the time. And it's the thing about it, start a travel vlog while you're doing it, right? Mm-hmm. Because one of the things that we were talking about last night at the Black in Portugal event is that we, especially growing up, did not see enough people who looked like us traveling the world. We just didn't. And so it didn't seem like it was real for us. And we still meet people and hear from people today who say, gosh, I didn't know anybody like you guys who were moving abroad, retiring abroad, who look like me, who are doing this. So if this is one of your things, do it and then document it so that you can share your experience with other folks. Right?
Yeah, definitely. People love that.
Yeah.
They love that because they learn from it. Another thing is, we don't have our doggy with us. He was enjoying being in Denver at home in his big house because he runs it.
It's his house.
It's his house. His house. And we miss him. So, we are going to take a trip to England here,
Manchester.
Manchester, England here, and we're doing house sitting in Pet City. Pet sitting is a nice way. I tease her about it because it's like you go to watch the dog, but you give him back to the owner.
Just like your grandkids.
Just like your grandkids.
Yeah. So I really miss Frisco. I miss having a pet. And so I'm looking forward to watching, doing the kitty sitting that we have coming up at the end of the month. And I'm looking for other opportunities to watch people's dogs and cats and things like that. I'll even throw a bird in there.
I mean, it takes, it marks boxes. So you got a place to stay for free.
Yep.
Somewhere else.
Yep.
Easygoing pet to take care of, and you get your pet, thing on.
Yep.
And you move on to the next thing.
Yep, definitely.
So.
And then the very last thing that we have is, perhaps take a leadership position in your church. I know, especially if you go to a really big church like I did, you come in, sit in your pew, sit in your space. Maybe you know the people who are always sitting around you, but you could come and go and not know anyone for years. So maybe this is an opportunity to join the choir, take a leadership role in the choir, be a section leader or something like that, join the elders or whatnot, right? And give that extra time to your church. That also will increase your social network because, a lot of times you're not going to those happy hours anymore or any of that stuff from work. And so you kind of need to rebuild your social network. So those are our 4 tips for making sure that you have a successful retirement outside of the money piece. So step number 1, embrace change. Step number 2, watch your physical health. Step number 3, your mental health. And then step number 4, which is equally as important, is make sure that you find purpose and meaning in your life. You all are part of our purpose, yes. Right?
Yeah, a big part of our purpose.
Yeah, we love meeting you in person. It is so much fun. We feel like we have expanded our social network. When we were at somebody said they have Black in Portugal on lockdown. If you don't have a profile picture on your Facebook page with a brown face, you ain't getting into Black in Portugal. And I don't think they have enough time to do the research like we do or ask you, for a picture or something like that to make sure that they're providing a safe space. But in any event, so we will take questions now about retiring. We've retired in exotic Lisbon, Portugal. We are having a ball. We have seen we've got 3 families that we know of right now who have moved or are in the process, like in the next month, of moving to Portugal because of watching our videos. Y'all, talk about meaning and purpose. If we can help someone else reach their dreams, if we can help someone else do something that they never thought possible, what more could we ask for? Yeah. See, I'm getting teary. I don't want to get teary. Creativity Reigns.
Yeah.
We didn't meet her in person, but I know who she is. I don't think we did. But hey, Creativity Reigns, I know that I've been talking to you about your YouTube channel because I love what you do. With taking furniture and upcycling it and making great stuff. So that's Creativity Reigns. She has a YouTube channel. All right, so we're gonna start saying hello to some folks. First of all, this is how great you guys are. This is how much we love you. Greta, one of our favorite people, could not make it today. And so she came into the live before we even started to let us know that she wasn't going to be able to make it. Hey, Action VJ, we missed you last week.
Yeah.
And I mentioned your name. We've been chatting in the comments. So yes, please hit the like button if you find this information helpful. Retirement can only be what you want it to be, what you make it, right? And I have seen so much, especially even with my mom, where it's just like, that was me, where I think she has lost purpose. And she keeps saying, I just need to get a job. I just need to get a job. Y'all, Going to work for somebody else is not necessarily the answer. Hey, summertime, good to see you. Tunisia, hi, Black Utopia, and everyone. Vanessa, oh, you're the one who said that you didn't want to, that you enjoyed the Airbnb. See, we answer every single comment that we get. Hey, Marguerite, good to
Hey,
see you from
Marguerite.
Tennessee. Auntie Trey, Stacy, hey, y'all.
Hey,
Damien, did I say that right? Yeah, Damien.
Damien.
Good. Valerina, Nubia Net, good to see you. Anita Turner, as always. Oh, you're in Medellin. She's in Medellin, Colombia.
Cool.
You are? Cool. Seashell, good to see you. Mind Your Business 82. Hello there, Tiff. How are you? You see, we mentioned you. We mentioned you. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start reading.
Somebody said her name and said that you're their favorite author. It's in
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah.
Well, we'll
They
get to
said
it.
Tiffany
Hey.
Patterson. Oh my God.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Barbara. Malika, hey, how you doing? Rosalind, good to see you. And you're the one who couldn't get in. So email me and I will connect you with, I think I said this before, with Heather, who's our neighbor, and we'll see about getting you into Black in Portugal. Hey, Meriton,
Hey,
good to
Mary.
see you. Kendall, I don't think I've seen you in the chat in a little bit. Good to see you from New York. Regina, and then my sis. Hey, girl.
Hey, Latanya.
You know I love you. So this is our youngest son's godmother. So that's why I had to give her a special shout out. Hey B, good to see you. Auntie Trey. Okay. We and Vicky, y'all, hello, hello, hello. We're looking for questions. So if you have any questions for us about retirement, regardless of whether it's financial or not, we are here to answer y'all. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Oh.
I want to tell you guys a story. So y'all know that my dad has dementia, and this is the sad reality of America. So he has dementia. He remembers who I am. He remembers who most of the close family members are, but he still is working in his mind. This is how ingrained we are to work, and not just doing fun stuff like YouTube, but working for somebody else. He's on the set. He was a television producer. He's talking about the crew is on their way and do we have the lights and everything set up. He is still working. It's sad. So yes, we do need to learn to relax.
He's even
take it
incorporated me on it.
Oh yeah, you part of the crew too.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't around when he was in television, but he
Yes.
includes Rick is taking care of this and that, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's and on the one hand, this is the kind of loop that people with dementia get into. But why work? Why is that what you're looping on? Work. Life is more than just work, y'all. It really, really is. Hey, BP, how you doing from North
Oh,
Michigan?
my piece.
I have a countdown app that tells me down to the second for my retirement date. I love it.
Right.
I want to know how long it is. Hey, my piece,
Hey,
good
my
to
piece.
see you. Hey, Professor Zerlene, good to see you. So I am looking for a cue if y'all have questions. If not, I think we did it. So have turned up my street. Uh-oh. So which one was that time? Which one was that? It was the physical health or was it the mental health? Or was it, I know it's not purpose because you're still working. Yes, please get your checkups, people. And ask questions.
Yeah.
Ask questions. I only went to Black doctors because of what I read. And it's no joke. So, hey, Phyllis. Yes,
Hey, Phyllis.
yes. Part of the tribe. Definitely. I remember bragging about lack of sleep. Like this was some rite of passage. Like that made me so, I'm so important. I'm so busy. I certainly don't have time to call you back and I don't have time to sleep. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous and it's unhealthy, right? Hey, Latina Yogi. I am all over the place: Spain, Italy, Germany, Cuba, and now Cabo. Oh, wow, Cabo Verde. Wonderful. I promised myself it's all about me now. Hey.
It is. It truly is.
And the notion that, when we decided to do this, I had someone tell me a couple of things. One, you're abandoning us. Two, you're being selfish. Now, as Black women, really? Really? Because we spend our whole lives taking care of everyone else. We spend our whole lives making sure other people are okay. Have you eaten? Have you gotten enough sleep? Are your clothes clean? Are your drawers clean? Right? Our whole lives. So when do we get to take care of ourselves? Well, tomorrow is definitely not the answer. I'm just saying.
Oh, Curtis.
I'm just saying. No more stress from work. The pounds fall off. Really? Even if you're eating like Nutella and croissants every day? I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop that. All right, Curtis, what's some of the foods you have tried that you probably wouldn't have living in the States? Whole sardines. Like the sardines here are this big.
Yeah,
And
they're not in a can.
They're not the little things in a can.
They have those, but
yeah, they do. But they're like gourmet flavored and
Yeah.
all of this kind of stuff, right? But the big sardines that look at you while they're on the plate.
Okay.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
I would say like Cabo Verde. I know I'm not pronouncing this right, but Cape Verde is an island that I don't think it was ever formally a colony of Portugal, but definitely it was a stop in the slave trade. And so there's a lot of Cabo Verde people here, and their food is on another level. And so it's not necessarily, it's beef, it's chicken, it's pork, right? It's not necessarily a type of meat that I wouldn't have had before, but the way they cook it. To me, I've said this before, it tastes like my Louisiana grandma spent time in the Caribbean and then fused both Louisiana Creole food and the Caribbean together, and you got Cape Verde, and it's comfort food and it's lovely, and I can't wait to have more.
And the thing about the food here and in Europe, period,
in general,
is they can't just put all the stuff that the chemicals and stuff that they put in American food, the processed food, they can't use it here. It's against the law.
It is against the law. You can only put so much salt in food, in processed food. You can only put so much sugar, unless it's a sweet, unless it's a sobremesa or a dessert. But if it's supposed to be bread, it ain't gonna have no whole lot of sugar.
Yeah, because I was reading something today, and they were talking about how bad the food in the United States is that we've been eating, especially children's cereal. There's some kind of chemical that they use for children's cereal that they cannot use anywhere in Europe. Nowhere in Europe.
I realized when we were in South Africa, so we spent a month in South Africa back around 2008, 2009, something like that. I was there teaching entrepreneurship to kids. And if I was going to Africa because of grad school, my family was coming with me. At the time, it was just our youngest son and Rick. And so we spent a month in South Africa, and it became painfully, now Africa, you know what they have told us. So any of you who've never gone to Africa, the continent, we hear all of this stuff, all of the negativity about how behind they are, et cetera, et cetera. But I tell you, they did have Doritos there. They had Frito-Lay brand Doritos there, as well as Coca-Cola, because that's everywhere. But the Coca-Cola did not have high fructose corn syrup. It had cane sugar. The Doritos were corn, oil, and salt. Not all of this stuff that you couldn't read.
You can read what is actually in the product.
Yeah. Have you tried anything else here that you hadn't had before? You said you were going to try the octopus.
I'm going to have to try octopus. Well, actually, Tiffany, I asked her. I asked Tiffany yesterday when we were sitting down because she said she had it. And she said it was pretty good. So I'm going to take her word and I'm going to try octopus. It's all on you, Tiffany.
And if it ain't good.
I got your email address.
Oh, Auntie Trey's taking an Italian cooking class in
Cool.
Tuscany.
Ooh.
All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So we are looking for Q for question. Elliptical machine is great, easy on the joints, and works out the whole body. But I get bored. I get bored. I guess if I'm like maybe like back in the days when I watched soap operas, maybe if I were watching soap opera or watching,
They're different now. They got TVs and everything on them.
I ain't paying
You
all that
can
money.
you can stand there and watch whatever you want to watch.
Now, it's not surprising that Latina's yogi exercises her Zen. Not surprising. And I love yoga. I'm trying to get my husband to do hot yoga with me.
No, say what you're really trying to get me to do.
Hot yoga. Hot yoga.
Okay.
The great thing about hot yoga. The great thing about being retired, you can walk around the neighborhood, especially when you are out of the States. Yes, we have walked the whole east side of Lisbon. The whole east side of Lisbon. I mean, and up and down these hills, up and down these hills. And so now it's time to go to the west side.
Yeah, I think we walk a minimum of 5 miles a day.
5 miles, yeah, when we go out. So it definitely, swimming is a great exercise. Yes, easy on the joints. And as a matter of fact, here in Lisbon, our freguesia, which is it's the division that they have. It's bigger than a neighborhood because there's neighborhoods within the freguesias, and they do have their own elected officials that are over the freguesia. But we've got this amazing indoor pool. They've got exercise classes and all of that, just like the rec centers that some cities have in the States. And so we're gonna walk over there and see what's what. Okay, they're talking to each other. I'm looking for cues for questions here. I think that is most neglected is my teeth. Got to get them clean. Yes, yes, yes. Y'all, I had no idea that not taking care of your teeth could cause a stroke. No idea. She's exercising her brain by learning Spanish. We do have a link down in the description below, 70% off. I think they're still offering off your first lesson. So I'm taking Spanish and Portuguese. Rick is taking Portuguese. We take it on this platform called Preply, and the information is below. You can find tutors from all over the world, no matter what language you want to take, to learn. You can find native speakers, and lessons can start as low as $4 an hour, y'all.
Yeah.
Private lessons just for you. So love how you and others, Cortez and Move Abroad and Thrive, are gently and not so gently urging us not to bring our sicknesses abroad. It has to be said. Thank you. Yes. Now, the one thing, yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing about it is, and I don't want you to come over here and then not be successful, or go wherever you're going, whether it's Mexico, whether it's the continent, whether it's South America, or wherever it is that you want to go, and not have the time of your life.
You want to enjoy it,
right? Definitely. The one thing that's going to be hard, and that I do not persist on, I've heard other YouTubers talking about it, is the racism. I do not believe that you can heal from that while you're still living in the United States. I just don't. You can become aware of it, but when you're living it every day, I just don't know how you can do that. As doctor, let me say that tooth issues will kill you. Oh, you're a doctor. See,
Mm-hmm.
see. So I'm glad my dentist was right, and not trying to just get me to give him more money and pay for his kids to get through college. So good. You had your first Portuguese lesson today. How was it? Let us know in the comments. How was
Boa
your
noite.
Well, it's boa tarde there. Yes,
Yeah,
boa
tarde there.
Anita Turner, I just hit lesson 12, hit the wall. Let me tell you, there is a hump. And I remember when I was taking Spanish, because I didn't take it in high school and college, it was really difficult, probably and I was taking it 2 times a week at the time for about 3 months. It was really, really difficult. And then all of a sudden, it became easier. And I can at least communicate
I'm really hoping that happens.
It will happen. It will happen. It will happen for anyone. So, all right, y'all, put a Q in front of your question. And I know that there were a lot of comments while we were talking. So I'm going to scroll through here and see what y'all are talking about. That's right. That's right. And start while you're young, because 45 is young. Listen, our oldest child is older than you, baby.
Oh, look here. Black Gobo is here.
Hey, Krishan.
Krishan, thank you so much for that. Was an amazing article. It was
Yes.
fantastic.
If
I think
you-
I sent it to every member of my family.
Did you?
Gotta check this out. Gotta check this out.
So if you guys have not seen, if you're in our Fire Over 50 group, then Greta posted it. But Krishan of Black Global, she has been doing this for a while, y'all. She knows everybody, and she's a terrific writer. She wrote an article and she included us in it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
About retiring to Portugal, what the experiences are, and all of that. Please, please, please. I posted on my Facebook page as well as LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So look, y'all, I know my mom's not going to watch this, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. I feel like my mom is just waiting to die. And that was one of the reasons why we wanted to talk about this subject, because so many of us work so hard for so long. And then once we are not working anymore, we feel lost. And it's really, really sad. My mom was like the first Black female television producer for network show in the history of the United States. And you would never know that to meet her today. You would never know that. And it breaks my heart. And there's nothing I can do about it. There's just nothing I can do about it. And so we wanted to have this conversation. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Love them from a distance.
So I had to let my sister-in-law live her life about 15 years ago when she kept cussing me out, calling me out my name over Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Yes. Over people who don't know us, I can't say don't care about us, because I think Barack does. But that's how it started. And it just went downhill from there. Oh my Lord. And so, ignore.
Love from a distance.
Block. Yeah. Y'all have hit on the very things that are hitting me right now. I'm at war. I'm going to win. Yes, I'm just waiting on number 4. Listen to me. If you go to church, then you have heard the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. But we always forget the second part of that scripture. And it says, those whom he may. You have to leave the door open. What does leaving the door open mean? Not seeking therapy when you know your butt needs to be in therapy, right? Going on shopping therapy as opposed to getting out of debt, right? Allowing toxic people to just dump all of that stuff on you and bring you down, right? All of that stuff opens yourself up not to live the life that God has for you. And I want the best for all of you guys. I really, really, really do, because I never thought that this life would be possible. And someone who was on YouTube showed us what could be done. And you and I got together and looked at a plan and made it happen. And we talk about estate planning in this talk. So we do talk about estate planning in other videos, but let me just give some basics here. What did we do? So first of all, wherever you're moving to, learn the laws there. So for instance, here in Portugal, when we buy, you heard me say when, right? When we buy our building.
I saw a castle that was abandoned.
We ain't buying no castle.
Well, not a castle. It was a mansion. It was a palace.
Really?
Yeah.
When we buy our building in the city, where there are museums and concerts and all of the stuff that we like to do, um, we have to leave it to all of our kids. Every single one gets a portion. So you have 4 kids, they get 25%. You have 5 kids, they get 20%. You have 2 kids, they get 50%, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what's in your will. It does
Yeah.
not matter. So with estate planning, here's the thing. If you all work for the government, if you work for a large corporation, maybe even a smaller business, they may have in their benefits package, um, and it may be too late now for this year if they're not still in the enrollment period, but maybe not. Um, some kind of legal benefit,
Legal advice. Yeah.
right? And so for us, it was like $2 to $4 per pay period or per month to get legal help, and so we got an estate attorney. We put all of our real estate properties in the trust. Put our brokerage account in the trust. Make sure all of your accounts have the beneficiaries in there. Of course, we have no debt besides the mortgages, so that's all good. But yeah, before you move abroad, make sure that you have all of that stuff in order. And as a matter of fact, we do have a move abroad toolkit. Let me put that up right quick. If you have not gotten it, um, it is a 11-page workbook to take you through all of the steps that you need to do, the things that you need to think about to move abroad, not to Portugal, but to anywhere. So it doesn't have any D7 visa things in there, but it has in general what you need to think about, the money moves you need to make sure that you are that you're moving finances safely, that you are moving your money safely, that you are thinking about the conversion rate, y'all, the conversion rate and everything else. All right. All right. Let's see. What else are you guys talking about? That right there. If you have a job that by the time 3 o'clock or so hits on Sunday, you start getting anxious and stuff like that, that's messing with your physical health. Find another job. Seriously, y'all. Unless you have some big, huge bonus or retirement thing coming up, find another job. They're a dime a dozen. Seriously. My best friend walked in the door. I was sitting on the kitchen floor nursing hers and my 2-week-old babies way back when. I remember that. One of my good friends, her son was born the day before mine, and I remember having 2 crying babies. I was not babysitting my own baby, but babysitting hers. This is a gal pal that trashed me, told her moving to Ecuador, maybe. Tough stuff, right? Right? Like my best friend growing up, I'm going to say this because I know she's not watching, not you, Latanya, of course, but that I've known since I was 4. Latanya, I've known since I was 10. This person I've known since I was 4. There came a time where every other word out of her mouth was trashing me. I had to let her go. I had to let her go. Yoga's tough. I used to think it was a joke. Back in the day when I used to lift weights, I used to think it was a joke. Yoga is tough. Okay, question. When was your moment that you realized you needed to change, and how did you get started? So, are you saying a change in our lifestyle, like moving to Portugal, or just a change in general? So,
I always had that thought comes in your mind, like I'm sure it comes in everybody's head of, God, I need to do something different. I need to do this. Because I used to think almost every other year, I need to reinvent myself. And I got used to hearing myself say that, but I just reinvented myself to go back to work the next year. I think what really, really hit me is when I sat down and we sat down and talked to a financial advisor. That was a change. That was the beginning of that change. When he pretty much said, you know what? He told me that I was probably going to be I was going to be at home taking care of my in-laws,
And he was so depressed.
and she was going to continue working.
Like, hell,
So, and it's like, and that's why I said, you know what?
can't do it.
Can't do this.
Can't do it. So Tanya, that I have done several evolutions and have never been one to sit still. I went to school out of state. I moved out of state. I moved away from my family. So I've never been one to sit still. But as far as moving abroad and deciding that my tomorrow is going to look totally different than I ever imagined. And I'm going to do that now. I'm not going to wait till I'm 62. We're going to figure out a way to do it now on one Social Security check and with the money that we can save up. Y'all know Our Rich Journey. Aman from Our Rich Journey did this visual poem, and we had just gotten back from Cancun, and Rick was in Southern California at our daughter's 45th birthday party, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was summertime, so I was sitting outside in the backyard, and I was watching this visual poem. And if you guys haven't seen it, go over to Our Rich Journey after this and watch it. And it's not the one that he did when his mentor died. It's one that he did about 2 years ago. And I was just crying. I was crying because I realized I was so terribly unhappy. And the thought of having to do it for another year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years seemed like Dante's Inferno. It seemed like I was just going down the rings of Dante's Inferno, down to the fire pit. I just didn't see how I could do it. And so that was the moment that when Rick got back, we started doing things more aggressively. We had already started investing, but we amped that up. We started saving more and started investing more. We started learning more about investing and things like that, so that we could move that date up. So that was the first. And why does it always have to be in crisis? Why does it always have to be in crisis? Because then the next impetus, because see, even after that, we're like, okay, we are on the fast track now. We are saving 60% of our income. We're on the fast track. And at that time he was laid off, but you were getting unemployment. We were saving all of that and just living off of my paycheck. And but it's still, we were thinking about 2024, right? 2024. And the December, you guys have heard the story, December 2021, I was bone tired, and my dad's condition was getting so much worse. Y'all, it was bad. It was bad. We were in and out of the hospital. I was having to do things that not only am I not trained to do, but I don't want to do. I don't want to help my dad take a shower. I don't.
And by that time, I went back to work.
Yeah, he was back to work by this time, and
not running one hotel,
running three
hotels
for one money. For one money. Like when I started looking at the money he was making then compared to like 5 years ago, he was making less money, not adjusted for inflation, physically less money. These corporations, they ain't loyal. They don't care about y'all. They do not care. And so that time period, the holidays, things always happen around the holidays. Rick came home from work and I said, I can't do it anymore. I said, I cannot do it. I am tired. I'm miserable. I just can't do it. And he's like, well, we just got to do what we got to do. I'm like, the hell we do. I said, I looked at some math, let me tell you. And I showed him the plan and I said, we can retire now. I said, because I can't do it. And so you should not have to hit rock bottom to make that change. You should not have to hit rock bottom. You shouldn't have to have a health scare. You shouldn't have to have a mental health scare. And for me, it was both. I didn't have a health scare, but I was losing weight at a pace that I could have had a health scare. And you shouldn't have to get to that point. Y'all, we know when we need to make a change, but it's scary.
That's the thing. That's the thing is when you ask that question of when you knew, you know, it's just taking the step to, make things how you need them to be, because we get scared and we fall back and we say,
Yeah.
well, okay, I just need a little bit more, or I just need a little bit more. You're always going to need more. You're always going to need more. You're always going to want more.
Yeah.
Because if you have more, then you think you're more comfortable, but in all reality, you're not.
Not necessarily. And if you can't enjoy it. So I know the fear is, but what if I don't succeed? And I always say, fail forward,
Mm-hmm.
fail forward. So, we could always go back to work. We could always find a remote job, right? Like if I didn't calculate this stuff right, or if Lisbon happened to be more expensive than I thought, we could always do that.
Yeah.
Over my dead body, are we doing that? But fail forward. Don't be afraid. In my opinion, there's no such thing as failure necessarily unless you stop trying. So so this idea didn't work. What did I learn that I'm going to keep with me? And what did I learn not to do the next time?
Right.
Whether it is, like right now, I need to lose this extra weight that I've gained from, yeah, I've been eating I've been eating those croissants, and he should never have bought Nutella. That stuff is so dangerous. It's so dangerously good. Oh my
I haven't had
gosh.
no Nutella.
No, but you brought it in the house and then I got addicted. You know how I am about chocolate? Me and chocolate have a close personal relationship. Um,
Okay.
and when food, for me, like food, either not eating because I'm so anxious, my stomach is upset all the time, or eating as a way to, if I'm bored or this or that, this is what we do. But there is a way that just go for it. Even if like the other day I didn't exercise, that's okay. Tomorrow I will. Today I had 2 croissants. Tomorrow I won't. Right? Every day is an opportunity to just try again and just try again and just try again. So yeah, don't be afraid of failing, because anybody who's going to judge you is not your friend. Let them go. Let them go. How do you save for retirement when you live paycheck to paycheck and can't work a second job? The dollar doesn't seem to stretch. This is difficult. You have to find another job. People can talk all they want to about saving, but if you are not making enough money to meet your basic needs, you need to find another job. You need to ask for a raise. And I bet you dollars to donuts, there is no one on this live stream right now that is being paid what they're worth. Maybe one or two, especially if you work for yourself. Maybe you're getting, but I'd say 90% at least are not being paid what they were. I was never paid what I was worth. I had 6-figure titles and never made 6 figures. He had 6-figure titles and never made 6 figures, right? So ask for a raise. If you can't ask for a raise, find another job. There is a shortage of labor in the United States right now. Some friends of ours who just moved here, their plan was the dad was going to stay in America and keep his, senior level management position at this corporation, and then come over here 2 months and then go back for 2 months and come over here for 2 months and go back for 2 months. I was like, okay, if you guys think that can work, then I'm not going to be the one to tell you that you can't, but it sounds scary to me. Well, they are here now. And all he did was say, I want to move to Europe. Any way I could transfer to the European office? And they said, sure.
They value you.
Sure. Because we know as Black folks, we're probably working harder, longer, and have more degrees than the Lord allows and all of this other stuff, right? And so if they really value you, they will give you a raise.
But
If
sometimes you have to ask.
no,
You
not sometimes.
well, no, you have to ask.
You have to ask. The last job that I was at, I was underpaid, and she said, "How much money did you put?" See, I even did the budget. How much money did you put in the budget for you? I said, "I put in a $15,000 raise for me." She said, "That seems fair. Should I put 20?
Probably.
Should I put 20?" So if you don't have time to work a second job, find a job that pays you what you need. If you did Exodus Summit, there is a lady in that did a whole workshop around asking for a raise, the strategy, how you ask for a raise strategically, and make it a value proposition for them. If you want to work remotely, Libria Jones has a whole thing on how to find six-figure remote jobs. Libria Jones is her name. She has a YouTube channel, six-figure remote jobs, y'all. All right. You guys also know that Google has a free school, a free thing. And if I don't know, Rosalind, how old you are, but I'm going to say this for everybody who's on here. If you're not close to being able to retire, if you've got some credit card debt and all of that stuff, you can do the Google School for free. If once you get that certificate, you get hired.
Yeah.
You get hired.
And side hustles also help if you have the time to do them and to bring some extra income in.
Yes. And we do coaching on side hustles. I'm really good at that, y'all. I really am. I'm really good at turning an idea into a business. I have to give myself credit because ain't nobody else going to do. Gosh, I do need to do sit-ups.
She's good.
I do need to do sit-ups. Okay. Question. Let's have a pledge. 2023 happening. Okay, we're gonna walk. We're gonna lose weight. We can help. We can hold ourselves accountable. We can hold ourselves accountable. Yes, deep breaths. So if you guys have Apple, they have a thing. They have an app that comes with, I think, that tells you, okay, time to stand up. Okay, time to breathe. And I do it. I turn on my timer, and every 25 minutes, I get up. I take a break. But I think I'm going to listen to who was it, Malika, and instead of just taking a break and eating a croissant, maybe I'll do some sit-ups or do some planks.
Or just stand up, sit down, stand up. I heard that's a very good exercise.
Oh, it is.
Too. Yes.
It is.
Yeah, you don't, and it's like 7 minutes a day.
Yes, y'all. Yes. I will be looking for a therapist soon. Heading to Portugal in April, watching these walking videos of Lisbon are making me feel, I know. So when we were still in Denver, there's a couple of YouTubers, all they do is just walk around and with their camera, and it's like you're walking around, and I would have those things playing 24/7. That was one of the things that helped me not get too depressed. Seriously. Okay, question. Can you list the tips below, please? Yeah, I can list the tips below. I can put this out there. Some of this stuff we got from a website. We searched on AARP. Some of the stuff we got from helpguide.org. The main tips, but the tips underneath are ours. So it was embrace change, how you transition to retirement effectively, embrace change, look after your physical health, look after your mental health, and find purpose and meaning in life. And then all of those little ideas that we had under there, I can go ahead and maybe what I'll do is I will put them in a document and put a link to the document, because you can only put so many characters down there in the description. So remind me to do that, sweetheart.
I will.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, these kids calling me talking about they arguing with their mama. I said, how are you arguing with your mama? How's that work? Because I know Mother Vincent. I know Mother Vincent, she would have come into my dreams to knock me out. Okay. She did not play. She did not play. Let me hide that banner. You guys got that. So go back to comments here. Okay, I don't think this question is for us. South African, can you stream USA music? I don't think so. I would think so.
Mhm.
I know
think
you
so.
weren't asking us. Question. When we were in South Africa, when we were in South Africa, Spotify didn't exist. It did not exist. Oh, here it is. Okay, Tiffany, there you go. Our Exodus life. Wait, what? She is a sweetheart
Yes, she is.
and was giving me tips. I got tips from a professional writer, y'all.
Yeah.
Bid I know, right? My son loves to play bid Okay, question number 2. South America, Colombia, reasonable, more economical than Spain or Portugal? South Africa, yes and no. And the reason why I say that is because some of their infrastructure things have not caught up. So electricity is very expensive in South Africa. They have the rolling blackouts, right? And then internet, I'm not sure. That might be just as expensive as the United States. But other than that, like the food is less expensive. Housing can be a lot more reasonable. But be careful if you're planning to buy in South Africa. I've talked about that before. You can just email me and I can tell you the stories from my family who lives in South Africa.
Yeah.
Okay. But Spain and Portugal, and the thing about it is Portugal, you can live like Lisbon is the most expensive city. It's the capital, right? It's the most expensive city in Portugal. But you can live in other parts or outside
yeah.
of the city center. There are once you get the hang of it, once you know where to go and how and to live like locals. And when I say live like locals, doesn't mean in a shanty because they don't really have that here.
No.
It's not like South America or some other developing countries South Africa, that breaks my heart, that have that. But there's one of our subscribers who says, his house is paid off, not surprising because you can get a 50-year mortgage here if you're young. His house is paid off. And so after that, he lives off of 700 euro per month. And right now the euro is about 6%, 5% more than the dollar. So yes. Hey there, you made it. Yes. Good. My sister reads romance novels. In real life, she's one nasty woman. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I'm looking for your questions, y'all. Do you have to sleep in their beds? House sitting. So it depends. I know, okay, we're Black people, right? And I know, I know we get weird about stuff like that. If you are, look, I don't trip on stuff like that unless they have bed bugs, which you will know, you can tell. We have slept in owners' beds, new sheets and all of that. Usually it's the guest bedroom.
Yeah, it's a guest bedroom.
Right? If they have a guest bedroom. We did stay in one that did not have a guest bedroom. The one that we will be using next, I think we will be in the owner's beds, right? So I will bring some sheets with me. If you want to bring sheets, if you want to bring a plastic mattress cover, bring your own pillowcases and things like that.
Yeah.
I always double pillowcase anyway. I put pillowcases over pillowcases because my doctor said, the dust mites and stuff like that can mess with your allergies and stuff while you're asleep. So yeah, look on, just like with an Airbnb, the pictures that they took, if it looks crazy, that's not a house sit for you. If it looks like an Airbnb, then they have they probably have a cleaner come in, they probably have a housekeeper and things like that. So, but I'm not a germaphobe. My mom was a germaphobe. She's a Virgo, and so you know how that goes.
And she does bring sheets and
I,
pillowcases.
I bring sheets and pillowcases not because I don't believe that the other ones are clean. You can smell to see if they're clean, but because of the thread count. That's why. Would you suggest people start doing some of these tips well before retirement to get used to it? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was reading something that said do pre-retirement thing. So you start getting ready for it. You start winding down, so to speak, but you implement all these different things. So when you get there, you're ready for it. So
Yeah.
yes, that I definitely suggest doing
So
that.
we started this YouTube channel before Rick retired. And one of the reasons why we go live is because originally I was so busy I was still taking care of my dad, and we were packing up everything and decluttering our house, getting rid of all the stuff that we had, and we didn't have time to edit. Even though we both know how to edit, we didn't have time. I said, well, guess we're going live. And so now, once we realized how fun it is talking to you guys live, in
Mhm.
real time, as opposed to the comments, love the comments too. But yeah, that's why we started it before you
And we'll
retired.
start getting into more edited stuff, but
Yeah,
we just enjoy this format right now. It's a lot of
definitely.
fun.
Definitely. And so, whether it's exercise classes, book clubs, or anything like that, if you're going to be traveling or moving abroad, get involved with the Facebook communities now. So when you land,
Mhm.
you've got a network. I told you guys, we came here in June. We did the Black in Portugal meetups. When we landed, the very next day or the day after we landed on Thursday, Saturday, we were going to dinner with friends.
Yeah.
Right? So, oh, yay, Exodus Life. We start our travels in 2 months selling our stuff
Cool.
now. Yes, 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 yes. So ready to leave the 9 to 5 gracefully. Quiet quitting, y'all. We do so much that if you only gave 60%, would they notice? Would they notice? Just try dialing it back a bit. You know, don't stay late every night. Try dialing it back a bit. That will give you the time to start getting ready for this retirement, pursuing your hobbies, taking your language lessons or whatever it is, the things
Mhm.
that you want to do. Start exercising now. Start exercising now. Start eating more healthy now, because the last thing you want to do is to finally get a chance, if your dream is to move abroad, and then stuff starts breaking down. That's the last thing you want to do. Yes, yes, yes. I forgot to announce Action VJ got her residency in
All right.
Mexico. Yay! We love it. We love it. Y'all, Mexico is easy. If you can do it and do it now before they keep raising those prices. Thank you, Dorita. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Very helpful and uplifting. I watched your video with Stephanie Perry. I'm all over the patches on the jacket idea, right? Okay, I cannot take credit for this. And here's my other patch. So I'm not sure where I want to put it, but this idea is from the Yarbros, Yarbros, our YouTube friends. They were on the channel. And instead of collecting dust collectors, more stuff from places, you collect patches, and then you can sew them on to something, and that can help you remember all the places that you've been. I only like to, at this point, buy stuff that I can actually use, not stuff to just stuff.
Stick somewhere.
Exactly. So thank you. Yeah, it wasn't my idea. My friend who's 72 circulates at the happy hour. She always knows where the parties are. See, I stopped going. Hey, welcome, SB. Thank you, thank you, thank you for subscribing. Please hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell. And then again, if you find this information helpful, please share it with someone.
And we are learning the language. We don't totally speak it.
Is that
She
what
asked
we're
if
doing?
she was asking.
If we spoke Portuguese, are we learning? We're
Um,
taking
we're
lessons.
attempting. I'm
We're taking
attempting.
lessons. So, okay, good news. My tutor gave me a story, and I was able to translate that story very quickly because written, it is so much like Spanish. And the subject matter was La Familia, right? So the family. So, okay. In context, right? I was able to translate that really fast. Then she asked me to read it out loud. That took an hour. The pronunciation, y'all. It's the
We're
pronunciations.
learning it.
What
We're learning
options
it.
are available for medical care for folks trying to retire before 65? Okay, so I retired in the United States in March 2022. At that point, now it depends on what state you live in. If that state did not adopt the Affordable Care Act / Obamacare, then you have to go into the federal, and I have no idea. We lived in Colorado. We had our own exchange. The state does supplement. So last year in 2022, when I retired, our income was his income only. And so that's what I put in, and I was able to get insurance for $50 per month, um, where I could choose a doctor within their network and all of that. It was just okay insurance, but I'm healthy, and so it preventative care and all of that was included, etc. It did kind of have a high deductible, but that's what my savings are for. I don't want to give the insurance company money just in case I get into an accident. If it's a $5,000 deductible, and that does not include routine care, but more for hospitalization and stuff like that, I'd rather take money out of my savings than give them money every month for a just in case. This year, because our income is lower, I have better insurance, and it's 29 cents per month. And I'm keeping it in the United States because we plan to come back for a visit in the summertime, and trying to get travel health insurance for the United States is more money than me
It's a
paying
lot
for a
more.
whole year of Obamacare. Is there anyone you know who lives in Portugal from Chicago? I would like to connect with them.
Offhand,
I know Tawana's originally from Chicago,
Tawana's originally from Chicago.
but she
She
moved
lived in
back east.
D.C.
No, she's not. She's from Illinois.
No, Indiana.
No,
I
Illinois,
thought
but
she was from Indiana.
rural Illinois. That's right. She's not from Chicago.
Um,
I don't know. I would join the Black in Portugal group and ask in that group, because there are a lot. Like, we met last night some folks who lived here that we've never even seen before, and we don't go to every single event, but we go on a semi-regular basis. We've never seen them before, so yeah. So no, yeah, we don't speak the language. We do not speak Portuguese, which is why we are in Lisbon. We know how to say, I would like, and then you point to the menu item. We can say hello, thank you, excuse me, sorry, NIF number. The numbers, no, we
good
don't.
morning, good evening,
Yeah,
good
we don't
night.
speak. We do not speak, but we're learning. We do not expect them to speak English. Hey, Barbara, I'm glad there are people on Facebook are able to comment. Yay, yay, yay. And then see, this is what I see. LinkedIn user. I'm sorry, I don't know who this is. Joining from first visit to Portugal. Loved our visit. Yay,
Wow,
yay, yay, yay.
cool.
Good. I don't know who you are because I can't see your name on this third-party app, but thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, questions. How do you receive international medical policy? So, I'm not sure if you are talking about our health insurance here or if you're talking about travel health insurance. So, travel health insurance, we used Safety Wing. When we were traveling this summer from country to country, we used Safety Wing.
Yeah,
That's travel
that's
health
your travel.
insurance. We got a version of that when we moved here, but it was a bit more comprehensive from AXA. and that's the insurance company. They do all of the minimum requirements for the EU. So that's that. If you're talking about private health insurance for people who are going to live someplace else, so here in Portugal, there is a medical concierge service called Serenity Cares. We had them in our Fire Over 50 group. And then, of course, we had a Stenio, but we didn't talk about that. So, in the Fire Over 50 group, Facebook group, we did have an interview with one of the founders of Serenity. Their concierge service, he's a doctor, they have nurses on staff, they speak English. They are not a insurance provider, they are concierge service. So, they helped us find great insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And at our age, because the notion of not covering pre-existing, that wasn't the case before Obamacare. It was not against the law to discriminate against pre-existing, and pre-existing can be you're a woman within childbearing years. So no. And so with a pre-existing, with our age, we are paying about $1,850
A year.
per year, $1,850 per year. So $900 every 6 months. And y'all know that is a great price.
Wow.
I want to be like you when I grow up. So my goal, talk about finding purpose and meaning, how you're going to fill your hours and exercising your brain. I've told y'all 5 languages before I transition, 5 languages. The 5 romance languages that I know about. 4 romance languages plus English and Ebonics. Spanish, French, Portuguese, Italian. So I want to learn 4 more languages. Did we just have? Yeah, we just answered that. Okay. That's right. That's right. If we do not take care of ourselves, we are no good to anyone else. Yeah, we want to know, Anita, how you like Medellin. And how's the food? I heard the food was just okay. You got that right. The food is so fresh here. That's why the refrigerators are so small. You can't do the Costco run and buy a bunch of stuff, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You
No,
can't.
you can't.
And so because literally there are mom and pop little bodegas, if you want to call them that. The cottage industry is alive and well here in Portugal, and we probably have about 5 fruit shops within a 5-minute walk. Fruits and vegetables,
vegetables,
plus other stuff.
And there's butcher shops everywhere.
Everywhere.
Fresh meat.
They might be behind there, cutting the cow as we speak. I'm gonna let you answer that.
I don't know what a goose barnacle is.
Okay, let me tell you something, Auntie Trey.
What's a goose barnacle?
Let me tell you something, Auntie Trey. You know Adelia is the picky girl. I'm the second picky girl. I was the one who ate the icing, but not the cake. I don't like gamey stuff. Goose,
It might not
duck,
be.
It's goose. It's gamey. Lamb is gamey to me. Buffalo is gamey to me. Duck is gamey to me.
Gamey.
So it's gamey to me. Did you hear me say to me? I ain't eating it. I don't like seafood, and but
I'm gonna have to check the goose barnacles out.
You can check goose barnacles. What is a goose barnacle, Auntie Trey? Do they serve fish with the head still on it over there?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, they'll take it off. I've seen. Remember when we were downtown, or not downtown? I call it downtown. When we had that call one time with Tracy and Nika at the restaurant.
Oh yeah, they do cut it off.
And the dude was
cutting.
He was doing something for the lady right there
on the table. I'm certified in long care. Yeah, definitely cooked. I'm certified in long-term care for persons with dementia and Alzheimer's. Keeping busy is great for them. Good to hear your father still remembers his craft, his passion, and his purpose. I don't know if that was his purpose. I don't know. He became a television producer because the United States government took away his security pass and called him a communist because he was involved in the civil rights movement. I think making change in America was his true purpose. Um, yeah. I wish it were sprinkled with other things. To me, it's sad that he's still working. So, but I get your point though, Ernestine. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you. Um, okay. I think oh wait,
Oh,
there's some
wait a
more
minute.
questions.
Go back. Go down some. Action VJ. Never heard of that before. I like filet.
They're talking about food, back and forth, back and
Ah,
forth. Best fish, but call best fish. There's no good fish. There's no good fish. It all tastes fishy. Uh-uh. Is there a vegetarian dish you can recommend from Cape Verde restaurant? Hmm. No, but they do some really interesting things with root vegetables.
yeah, they do have vegetarian meals and
They
stuff
did have
there.
vegetarian. I know that.
I couldn't.
I'm a carnivore. But the next time we go, I will look for you. I will look for you, and I know that you are one of our tried and true. You're usually in the comments or the chat, so I will definitely look. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We did have these root vegetables, and then they had that sauce that was like fire. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And Naki was like scooping that fire sauce. I was like, oh no. I took a little dip and my eyes started watering. Do you feel like you have to sacrifice lifestyle due to quitting work prior to retiring early? Absolutely not.
Mm.
Absolutely not. If by sacrifice you mean buying a lot of crap that I forgot about 2 months later, then yes. I have sacrificed buying stuff for the sake of buying stuff. Um, but if I need a new shoes, I buy new shoes. When
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
we go out to eat when we want to. Um, I I will not go to very expensive restaurants every other night because that will break the budget after a while. But you don't have to. You get the plate of the day, $7. The place that we went to the other night, um, the half a chicken, €5 for a half a chicken, a whole half of a chicken restaurant, a restaurant chicken, not half a chicken in the grocery store.
Mhm.
We went out for ramen, and the my favorite ramen place in DC was $25 a bowl. The bowls were just as big here, not quite as good, but almost as good. I would say if the DC ramen place was a 10, this place was an 8.5 to 9. My bowl was €8. So no. If we still lived in Denver or God forbid LA, yes, there'd be huge sacrifices we'd have to make. But no. Put butter on octopus.
I'm gonna have to try it. I gotta just work up the nerve to order some octopus.
I thought it wasn't a colony, Malika. I thought that it was a place that they used as an outpost and kind of took over, but did not enslave them. Now, I'm not sure I'm remembering correctly. So
Hmm.
hey, Pam, I aim working to take my best, strongest self abroad. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Nubianette. Rosalind, okay. What website do you recommend for looking for Portugal rentals?
Idealista.
Yes, and there is a link if you're looking for temporary to come here for just 3 months, maybe as a digital nomad, Idealista or something like that, even booking.com. But if you're looking for a long-term rental, still Idealista, there's no MLS, there's
Hmm.
no apartments.com. All of the real estate agencies have listings as well. Um, but we used Rossini, as you guys know. His information is below. We have a wonderful 3-bedroom apartment that we are only paying $13.25 for, and and it's furnished. Even had some dishes and things like that, and we are in a perfect location. We can walk down to the tourist area within 15 or 20 minutes, but we're far enough away that our grocery store and stuff like that,
Mhm.
they'll have a tourist here or there. We see, there's a couple of Airbnbs around, but by and large, tourist free and quiet and kids playing and the whole 9 yards and stuff like that. Yeah, awesome article, right? Okay. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap this up because we are in 1 hour and 45 minutes. I did not want to go long. Thank you, Malika. Um, I am new here. What is fire? Yay. I love educating people about fire because, and so Anita said, financial independence, retire early. Join our Facebook group, Fire Over 50. The notion of being financially independent to me was something that rich white folks did. And some rich black folks, Michael Jackson, Prince, Oprah, and now the Obamas, right? Those are the people who get to be financially independent. Regular working folks don't get to be financially independent. But let me tell you, we know teachers, public school teachers who are financially independent, all the way to lawyers who are financially independent. And so it is the notion simply that you spend less than you bring in, and you take that delta, that difference between what you bring in and what you spend, and you invest it. And watch your money grow. Yeah, he is. He's having fun tonight, y'all. He's having fun tonight, y'all. So he's got a glass of wine here. He don't want me to show it.
I had a glass of Portuguese wine.
That's another thing. Talking about sacrifices. So we can buy a great bottle of wine. I don't drink, but
You could spend €3 on a bottle of wine.
on a decent bottle of wine.
On a bottle of wine that in the United States would probably cost you anywhere from $15 to $20.
And then what about a really good bottle? Like
really good bottle of wine.
€9?
I have gotten port wine here for like €6, but in the United States it will cost me over $21.
Okay.
Just the same brand.
Yeah, and that's not great. That's just still good.
Yeah, I mean, then of course you have real expensive bottles of wine. The older the port wines and stuff.
Yeah, you can spend $100 for a bottle of wine if you want to, but a $50 bottle of wine in the United States would cost about €18 here.
Yeah, I saw actually a bottle of port wine they had further down off the hill for like $5,000 or $6,000, but it was probably around. Oh my God,
That's a used car. That's a used car. So
yeah, but it's the wine. You really don't drink that wine. It's like probably a bottle of wine that was made in the 1700s.
What is it, an investment? So yeah. Okay, so that would be a sacrifice.
Either that or it was for tourists to buy.
Right. That was the sacrifice because we ain't buying
no.
50 euro bottles of wine. But if you can get a really, something that you would pay €20 or $20 for in the United States, and you can get here for €4, €5, €6, €7, then you don't need to sacrifice. So Tunisia asked, do you think it's better to have the local currency in that country bank? It depends. How stable is the country's government? Do they have safeguards in place? So here in Portugal, as part of the EU, they have their FDIC, their equivalent to the FDIC, and then they have the EU backing them behind that. So to get the visa, you do have to have a local bank account, and you do have to have money in it. We pay for, the rent, our utilities, our cell phone, and all of that. Oh, remind me, I've got to call our cell phone people. All of that from our local bank account. It's perfectly safe. What I try to do is transfer money in large chunks when the dollar is most favorable. So y'all, you do have to take that into consideration. If you are moving well, the EU is the EU, so you check the euro to the dollar. When it starts, like right now, the dollar was starting to gain some momentum and gained a few pennies. So now would be the time when I would transfer a large chunk of money. It costs money to transfer money. You've got to take all of that into consideration with your budget. And all of that is in our Move Abroad toolkit. If we were moving to Colombia, to Medellin, for instance, I don't know if I would transfer my money there. If it were required for the visa, I would transfer it, get the visa, and then move it out. They're still okay, let's be honest. Portugal is a new democracy, relatively speaking, right? But they're backed by the EU. Colombia is a new democracy. So I don't know. I don't know that I would have my money if in the Colombian bank. If Mexico was going to be our more permanent place, then I would just leave the money in the United States. So, yeah. All right. Do you have information regarding annuities? I don't. I don't. I every time we get a client call. So if you have more questions, y'all, we do one-on-one calls. That information is in the link below. So I did have a client call talking about annuities. And now I can't remember. I did research before I had the client call, and now I can't remember exactly what it is. But if it is something close to some kind of whole life policy where they're going to mix life insurance with investing, that sounds expensive. It sounds like it's going to cost you a lot of fees. If they're going to guarantee you put this money in, and then they're going to guarantee you some payments over time, and it is not run by your local government or the federal government, I would beware. When you have these things that they're guaranteeing you some money, look to see what the fees are, and don't disregard 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%. If your fire number, what is your fire number? That's your expenses times 25, your annual expenses times 25. If your fire number is just, let's just say $1 million, and they're taking 3% in fees, that's $30,000. That's money. That's real money. That's like $30,000 here will last you the whole year in Portugal. So pay attention to those fees. And High Vibe, if you want to book a call with us, that information is below. Any other questions? Hey, BP. We have 110 inches of snow. Oh my God, you must be in like Buffalo or something. Neighbor dropped dead snow plowing. See, 59 years old. See?
Snow shoveling. Yeah.
That is a thing, y'all. That is a thing. And they always tell you to take breaks and be very careful when you're shoveling snow. There are a lot of people who drop dead shoveling snow. And you do not want that to be your rock bottom. Because as long as you are above ground, right, you've got a chance to do it all over. Hi, Halisi and Rick. In the future, will there be a collaboration with the Our Rich Journey family? That would be an awesome combination. I'm assuming you mean the Our Rich Journey family. And Christina and Aman don't do interviews, so probably not. But we are friends with them, and we do social events with them. They're good people,
Yeah,
y'all.
they're awesome.
They are good, down to earth people, but I think they've been burned in the past doing interviews and things like that. So, when you decided on a leave date from the USA, how long did it take for you to get things in order? I asked because I have 4 years and 1 month, but I need 1 more year. No, so we got it just depends. We got our things together in less than 6 months. I had already started decluttering 2 years earlier, and still and still. So I think it depends. Lamar and Angela actually did everything, like got rid of everything that they were not going to bring with them to Querétaro, Mexico. So their YouTube channel is Angela and Lamar. And then, and they didn't sell their house because they didn't own it, but they had to clear it out. We rented our house to family, so the furniture stayed. Some personal items we put in the shed.
Yeah, and storage.
Yeah, and then we had to do some fixing up to our house and stuff like that. So I'd say 5 months, but set a date. And this is all in the Ready to Retire toolkit. Not ready to retire, but move abroad. Set a date and then work backwards. It does not have to take you 4 years.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we made the decision in December. In June, we did our exploratory trip. In August, and then July, we went to Mexico, got our residency. In August, we had our interview with the consulate of Portugal. In September, we moved. Like, let's get out of here. Got to get out. Chocolate fat. Oh, you shouldn't have told me that. You should not have told. See, right? And I worked with this girl. Nutella is death. It really, really is. It's like hazelnut and chocolate. You guys, it is on another level. Okay. I worked at Access Graphics in Boulder. Oh, I didn't know you were in Colorado. Made 54,000. Guy that hired me took my place at 120. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. You see that? Who was it? It was Miss Bowles who asked the question about if you're living paycheck to paycheck. You see this right there? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I asked to be considered for another position within the department. They told me I have a skill set that needed in the position that I'm currently in. Yeah, that's what they do. Find another job. That's what they do. That's what they do. Because they don't want, like, you deserve, right? You deserve the promotion, but they don't want to be bothered with trying to replace you. And they know they're not going to find somebody as good as you. I went through 2 admins at my last job within a year and a bit, like a year and a month. I told my boss, I'm hiring a black girl because I knew how we do. And lo and behold, she's still there. She's still there. I think they even gave her a promotion. So find another job. These jobs, they do not care about all of your black brilliance. I'm trying to tell you, they don't care. They're not loyal. The kids have it right. The millennials have it right. They do. They will leave in a heartbeat. And that's why I lost 2 admins within a year and a bit. And it wasn't because of me, because they told me. It was not because of me. It was because of my boss. So are you allowed to work a part-time job if you have a D7 visa? Yes. Once we have our residency card, we can work here. Or we can work for some company in the United States. Because that will not take away so they're still giving D7 visas to people who work remotely. I thought they were going to stop, and maybe one consul, maybe New York has stopped, but I know someone else who just got one, and they used their job that, to get the D7. So I think it's a hit and miss. We used Gail from Relocate to Portugal. So it's just relocate-to-portugal.com, and that's who we used. She's good, and she's not crazy expensive, y'all. Good evening. Rick mentioned speaking to a financial advisor, and I'd like to know how best way to find a reputable one. I don't have enough money to lose on the wrong person. What do you need a financial advisor for?
Yeah.
Most people who call themselves financial advisors want to just sell you insurance. And that's what he did.
Yeah, they wanted to sell product to you.
They just want to sell product. So what do you need a financial advisor for? Because no one knows the life that you want better than you. And so, yeah, let us know, Celeste, in the comments what you think you need a financial advisor for. Now, we're not financial advisors.
Hmm.
And the last time we talked to our financial advisor, he was like, I said, look, we're canceling this, we're canceling that, we're canceling this. I don't need life insurance on him. I don't need life insurance on me because we have enough money saved up. So I'm not going to give you $100, $200, $300 a month for life insurance for what?
And plus,
For
if you
$65,000 policy, for $100,000 policy, we have more than that in savings.
and if you're learning, if you're teaching yourself different things as far as investing and stuff, because that's what you're kind of looking for, somebody to tell you how to invest here and how to invest there. But a lot of times, like Charles Schwab, Fidelity, your big brokerage firms, you can get free information. They are way willing to
Yes.
teach you and show you the thing. No, they're not going to sit there and hold your hand
And
or
tell
come
you
to your
do this
house.
and do that.
Yeah, but they'll give you the information that you need to be successful on their platform. So, you know, we had a financial, if you want to call him financial advisor, which his title was financial advisor, but they're there to give you advice on different things, but you don't necessarily need to have a financial advisor unless you got a lot of money. Now, somebody that has a lot of money
Eh,
that needs, but they
We're
got
talking about
accountants.
instant money.
Yeah,
Like if you won the lotto and you've never handled money before. So when it comes to investing, keep it simple. We're lazy investors.
yeah,
And the thing about the stock market is it's a time game. All right. So you don't invest in the stock market to make quick money. That's why crypto is doing what it is, right? And we did not invest in
yeah.
crypto. Well, a little bit, but not really. So the majority of our money goes into index funds. Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, they all have their brands of index funds. What is an index fund? It is simply a mutual fund that is not managed on a daily basis by a human being. Therefore, the fees are less than 1%. They could be 0%, right? All of these platforms will let you trade for free. That's a new thing. It did not exist when we were younger. You don't need 5,000, 10,000, 15, $20,000 to get involved in the stock market. That's a thing of the past. If you are maxing out your 401k, that's over $20,000. If you are maxing out your IRA, that's anywhere from $6,000 to $7,000. Then you open a brokerage account. But until then, there's no reason to have a brokerage account unless you are going to retire before you can touch, without penalties, those pre-tax accounts.
Yeah. Like I said, financial advisors are there to tell you what you should invest in, what they feel
And they're going to sell you
that
on
you
the
should
products that
invest
they
in.
have the biggest
And
commissions
that's
on.
most of them's going to, yeah, because they're in it to make money. Always remember that. They are not there to hold your hands and make friends with you. They are there to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way they can get you to make money is for you to spend money.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
on products that they're selling.
Right.
When you can turn around and educate yourself, ask the questions, go to the different brokerage firms. They got videos, they got everything
It's
that
good
you
stuff, y'all.
need to
Fidelity
learn
does great
how to do it.
webinars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got there's too many ways out there. What's the one we do? The big club, like, well, not a club.
Oh, Better Investing.
Better investing.
I don't suggest Better Investing.
What's wrong with better investing?
I love Better Investing, but Better Investing is advanced. Okay. So if you are a newbie to investing, Better Investing is for folks who are investing in individual stock. We invest some of our money in individual stock, and it will teach you how to evaluate companies. But if you are a newbie, I do not suggest.
Well, maybe not. Okay. I understand that.
Yeah.
But, I don't want to have to pay somebody $7,000
I ain't paying them nothing.
to tell me how to, save and invest money in the different
Get our
things.
Ready to Retire toolkit. If you haven't taken our challenge, get on our waiting list to take our challenge. We do have a video on investing, the basics of investing. We also have a toolkit down below on an investing FAQ for beginners. Start there and then see. But I want to know in the comments below, in the chat below, what you think you need a financial advisor for.
Yeah. And I mean, if you feel you need one, get one, but educate yourself first.
Yeah.
Before you do that,
Yes.
you're not going to buy a car if you don't know how to drive it.
Well, Jabari Keys wanted to buy a car without knowing how to drive it.
Yeah, but he didn't.
That's our youngest.
You're not going to run out and buy a brand new car if you don't know how to drive it, for it to just sit there.
Yeah.
So, you have to educate yourself how to do those different things. And once you're there, then you can ask yourself the question, do I need a financial advisor?
Yeah. As far as retirement goes and figuring that out, they want to make it seem like it's complicated, and it just isn't. It really isn't. For Rick and I, what we did was we figured out how much income we were going to have coming in. Let's just say that was $3,000 a month. Okay. Where can you live for $3,000 a month in the manner that you want to live that will make you happy? Thankfully, Lisbon was on that list.
Mm-hmm.
In our Move Abroad Toolkit is the database that we use where you can put in all of your criteria, and it will tell you what cities around the globe you can live on for $1,500 a month, for $2,000 a month. The whole thing about retirement is figuring out what your expenses are going to be. Do not listen to Susie Orman. They don't have, like, if you're making $100,000 a year right now, you best not be living off of $100,000 a year. You best be living on, I would say, $50,000 a year and putting that other $50,000 into savings and investment.
Put it to work.
Put it to work for you.
Give it a job.
Yes.
Give your money a job.
Every single dollar that comes in should have a job. Like the money that for super chats, you guys give us donations, you give us super chats, you give us super thanks.
Right.
All of that money goes to our scholarship fund so that we can continue to have financial education classes for folks who cannot afford it, or we can offer a discount, to folks who cannot afford it. So yeah, Monica, no, we don't have a car. Once again, we wanted to live in a place where we didn't need a car. Back in the States, we were spending over $500 a month. We had 2 cars, 1 car payment, and plus the insurance, which was going up it seemed like every year, right? So that's $500 that we don't have to worry about anymore. Use a car for taking care of parents as a business. You can make money off your car. That's for doggone sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can make money off of it if that's what you're doing, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah, I see. If we lived on the Silver Coast, we'd have to have a car. Okay. I haven't seen that episode yet. I have not seen that episode yet.
We're trying to get him to visit Portugal.
He's afraid to visit Portugal because he knows he's going to love it and he's going to want to move here.
They're going to want to move here. I'm going to have to give him a hard time.
Yep. So they're going to have to go ahead. All right. Respectfully to everyone, church and finding a place to go. Do you know anyone? I don't. If you're talking about Portugal, I would ask the Black in Portugal folks. I'm recovering from organized religion right now. Love me some God, but the church can teach you to hate yourself if you're not careful, if you go to the wrong church. Yeah. So, Tanya, as I said before, one of the laws here is about how you have to leave your property to all of your kids. And which is one of the reasons why there are abandoned buildings, because kids are all over the planet and they can't agree on what they're supposed to do about a property.
So it just sits.
So So far, I love the food. I'm a vegetarian vegan. Oh, good, Anita. I am right across the street from a fruit stand, right? And a grocery store right across the street. Few restaurants I have gone to are good. Yes, there are a ton of vegetarian and vegan restaurants here in Lisbon. What are the names of the young lady with the remote six-figure opportunity? Libria Jones. I want to say it's Libry. I know there's a Y in there. So I think the Y is at the end. YA. Libria Jones. She has a YouTube channel and she talks about six-figure remote jobs. Um,
Yes. Medicare is unusable in Portugal. You can't use it.
unusable. Unusable.
I mean, the only thing you could probably get by with if it's an emergency situation and you have to fly back to the United States, they, of course, I know they probably get you stable so you can travel or something like that. But no, you can't use your Medicare here.
So this is what they're called in Portugal.
Oh, okay.
These goose barnacles.
I might check it
Like,
out.
what's a goose? Like a barnacle to me.
I just saw it, and somebody was saying it's like
Because
crab and I
oh, it's
guess it must taste
seafood.
like yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
seafood.
that's
Oh,
why I was like, I
okay.
never knew goose to have barnacle.
Yeah, because I think of the things that
So
are on the
like the
side of
crab
the
or
boat.
lobster, something like that.
I'm coming to the after party, girl. I'm a vegetarian. Please be kind. I eat more than just salad. Yes. Oh, so Rick's best friend is a vegetarian, and I am always sure that he's not just eating side dishes, right? Because that's not fun. That's not cool. And we had a vegetarian over for Thanksgiving, and I just made a
Chili with
non-meat
that.
version of what we did. Bernie Sanders trying to ADD, add dental to Medic and eye to Medicare. That's great. Okay, no sister, they were enslaved. Okay, teach me. Teach me. See, Rossini is the best. He is helping me right now.
Awesome.
Yay! Yay, yay, yay. He's in the UK right now. So
I thought they were back.
are they back? All right. All
Maybe
right.
not.
We're gonna wrap this up, y'all. I keep saying that, and then I keep seeing questions.
Yeah, we're past 2 hours.
A very good prompt. I did as well. I listened to my financiers and entered stocks. Okay. Yeah. I think you're saying that FIRE is a very good program. I'm not sure, Malika. But, and then who was it who asked the question about, I wanted to see, the one who we asked to say, what do you need a financial advisor for? Put a Q in front of it so I can find it, please. So we're not in Almada, Dr. D. We ended up not getting that apartment. So we are in the city proper of Lisbon. Yeah. So Almada, for those who don't know, is on the other side of the river. And it's less expensive. And if you're in Castilhas or Almada, which is on the tip, it's a quick 10-minute ferry ride to the city. Is it hard to learn Portuguese? Money, cash, and do they take credit cards? Oh, yeah. Credit cards are taken widely here. They have those little machines that they come to your table and just swipe, swipe, swipe using Wi-Fi.
Some smaller business might not take credit cards.
So, hey, Adelia, she co-signs not putting large amounts of money in a Mexican bank. See? And then here in Portugal, you have to put 3 to 4 months worth of living expenses to get your D7. Is it too personal to ask what is your monthly expenses for rent? We don't, you know what, Carla? No, we will do a video on that. But I can tell you this. So we pay 1,300, 1,325 euro for rent. Our utilities come up to about all of like cable, electric, gas, water come up to about $120. And honey, I keep the heater on, okay? I keep the heater on. It was less before when it was warmer.
Yeah.
And then our cell phone together is like 40 euro a month. So that should give you an idea. For transportation, I haven't added up the Ubers. We've been taking Ubers too much with this rain, but the Metro card is 40 euro for me, 20 euro for people over 65. And then once he gets his residency card, it's free. Other than border, is there another way to open up an account remotely still being in the US? Yes, you just have to get everything apostilled, is what I've been told,
Oh, for you to do it yourself.
to do it yourself. Yeah. If you go on Friends and Americans and Friends in Portugal, that woman is on it. She's got documents that will explain how to get that done.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, what?
Rick and Lacey, right there where you got your hand on.
Oh, thank
Thank
you,
you.
sweetie. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And thank you for the knowledge you're sharing.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
It's no. Mm-mm. No.
No,
No.
it's not late.
No. No. Get our Move Abroad toolkit. Get our Move Abroad toolkit. Um, the most important thing is your expenses and what income you will have coming in. Okay. So if you're 62, let's just say you started taking Social Security right now and it's the lowest, which is like $1,500 a month, right? Maybe you cannot live in the perfect um, touristy location in Lisbon for $1,500 a month, but you can live in the Lisbon metro area for $1,500 a month. Are you going out to steak dinners every night? No. Once a week? Yeah. Because if it's the plate of the day, it could be your dessert, the drink, and the steak dinner for under €10. Seriously. Seriously. It is not necessarily too late.
No, it's not.
So, okay. All right. I don't see any more questions. And oh, we did a wonderful, the person who was talking about a financial advisor. Thank you, Adelia, for being in the comments. We did a wonderful interview with Adelia. She also helps folks get confident investing. We did it about when we first moved here. So in September. So look back to September. It's called The Confidence to Start Investing or something like that. That we did with her. So definitely check that out. Thank you, Celeste. Yeah. Yeah. We are here to help in any way possible. And I love finding creative ways to help you solve what seem to be insurmountable problems. How often do the Black Portugal group get together to socialize? A minimum of once a month.
And Heather made mention yesterday that they're going to try to do a minimum of 2 things a month.
Okay. There you go.
She
And
announced that last night.
then if a Black movie comes out, then that's a pop-up. So like
Yeah.
when I missed Avatar. We got to see Avatar. We missed both movies. So they went to see Black Panther.
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, together. And they also went to see Avatar together. And I don't know what we were doing when they went to
Black
go see
Panther,
Avatar.
I had COVID.
He had COVID, y'all. We're in a mess. Do you know anyone that purchased in the Lisbon area but rents out their property while continuing to live in the U.S.? No, but we do know people who have bought property and are renting it out. And so we did an episode about a month ago called Buying Property in Portugal. And our friends, Alex and Jerry, bought a piece of property down in the Algarve. And they are using it to help Americans move to Portugal. If you need an address, they will rent it out to you, and then you don't have to stay in it for the whole year. So look at that episode if you are interested in that. If you are interested just for investment purposes, understand that you cannot set that the market here is not the same as in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of buying something and quickly flipping it is not really a thing here.
No.
I got injured on my job and work comp has put me $30,000 in debt. I feel like I need to live in my car for a year to get ahead. Do you have advice on how to live cheap in California to save money? Get a roommate. Can you get a roommate? can you get a roommate? That's my first advice
Yeah,
to
get
lower
somebody to
those
share that
housing
cost.
costs. Can you out like $30,000 in what in you owe a hospital? Is if you own a house, is there a way to refinance it and put that debt within your mortgage and then let your roommate help you pay that off?
Yeah, it depends on, if you own a house, what type is it, how much room you have in it. Can you rent room space out? Can you share the house? You know,
Side hustle,
side hustles.
side hustles, yeah, to help pay that off. Um, I,
Would
you
need a
know,
little bit more information on that.
yeah, we definitely do. But see, this is what we're talking about. Rick and I were saving 60% of our income. We saved, the most money that we had ever saved in our whole entire life, and plus investments. Thankfully, never touched a 401k over all of those years. One injury, one injury could wipe all of that out, right? And the thought of that is just terrifying, which is one of the reasons why we moved to a place that has true universal health care. I will book a call to discuss further. It will be easier. What you said does make sense, and I appreciate your answer. Oh, you're very welcome, Celeste.
Yes.
You're very, very welcome. Okay. Our initial plan was to visit Portugal, but with the cool temps, we'll wait till March. It's not that
It's not
cool.
cool.
It like it's all relative, right? So we're from Denver, Colorado. There's no snow on the ground. When it rains, it's about 60 degrees. So a light sweater and a jacket, literally. When it's not raining and the sky is clear, it's a little bit cooler, but you
Yeah.
got nice, bright, sunny days, and it's about anywhere from 55 to 58 degrees. So to me, that's unless you live like in Arizona, Houston, places like that, it's not cold, it's cool. If rain gets on your nerves and if you're just coming to visit,
Mhm.
then yeah, definitely
Yeah,
wait.
it's cool and damp.
But if you're coming to scout, you might want to come now to see if you can take it. Oh, thank you, Rocket for Fun. Thank you so much. And thank you, Dr. D, for the
Thank you,
super
Dr.
chat.
D.
As we said, all of that money goes to our scholarship fund. The last challenge that we did, we had 4 scholarship folks that we were able to include in the challenge who would not be able to participate otherwise. So thank you, community, for doing that. What is the age group of the participants of Black in Portugal? Are they all millennials? So, yes, the founders are, well, actually, Heather is a younger Gen Xer, but the founder is definitely a millennial. She's younger than our youngest. But at the event, was everybody from 20 something to 60 to 70 something. Seriously. I mean, it was at a restaurant. So some people were eating, some people were listening to music and drinking and hanging around the bar. And so every event that we've been to, it has been a mixture. It hasn't just been young people. Yeah. Okay. We did it. We did it. We did it. All right, y'all. All right. So, as we said, we do one on one calls. That information is below. If you have information, I mean, if you need information, we have a Ask Us Anything where you can just ask us basically anything, right?
It is jet.
Wait a minute. Is this our nephew?
I don't know.
Is this our nephew? Rocket for Fun? If it is, hey, sweetie, tell your mama she needs to call me. The number has not changed. The number has not changed. So,
love you too.
Yes, we love you too. So we have discussed, and I'm going to read them back one more time, the 4 ways to make sure that you have a healthy retirement. Embrace change, y'all. Know that you have absolutely no control over people, places, and things. Half the time, not even our own thoughts or actions. If you're moving to, let that change, let things roll off of you, build that resiliency. Take care of your physical health.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of your mental health.
Definitely.
And find purpose and meaning. And then, as I said, I will take all of those little tips that we put underneath those 4 major tips. I will put that in a document. If you're watching from the future, hey, say
Hey,
hello in
y'all.
the say hello in the comments. Look in the description. I will have a link to a document where you can get that. What to watch next. We did not talk a lot about finances. We talked a little bit from the questions. If you're looking for financial help, as I said, Adelia from Piggy Girl Travels the World was in the comments. We interviewed her and had a wonderful conversation about investing. Also, 50 and broke, do this now. That's another one of our videos that we have down there. So definitely, oh, thank you. I will say something in a second. So definitely check those out. We've got to give a shout out to Dorita. Y'all made my Sunday better than a drink at Starbucks for sure. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't know if it's a super sticker because we're on this third party app, so we can't see if it's a sticker or a chat. But thank you very much again to our scholarship fund. We will be rolling out our next challenge soon. We kind of have to recover, and we're probably not going to make it a 1 week challenge. It'll probably be longer than that. It was a lot of information for 1 week. And we're also going to roll out our self-paced course.
Yeah, the course.
And this is all about financial independence when you are close to retirement. So it takes a different approach than if you started this when you were 30 or maybe even 40, right? So yeah. All right. We love you guys.
Jet, tell your mother hello. We love you.
Yes. And tell her she needs to call me.
I'm going to finish my Portuguese wine.
All right. We love you guys. Thank
love you. All.
And we will see you next week. Bye.